Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. So we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has blessed us with these beautiful days, the 10 days of course, the whole month, but the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So what are the good deeds that are supposed to be done during these 10 days? The 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So, of course, every good deed is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but like what are the specific good deeds that we can do during the month of Dhul Hijjah? You can hear me, right?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sir.
Walaikum assalam. So the first one is like the Hajj, yeah. So if anyone
So
has
we start with Hajj and
yes.
then the fasting, inshallah.
Fasting during the day of Arafah, that's the 9th
and
of
Zikr especially.
And who is
9th
going for Hajj, inshallah?
So you can go because you guys are there.
Yeah, inshallah. So myself and my wife will be going for Hajj, inshallah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, there were like 550,000 candidates
This
and
should
only
be the,
60,000 people are going.
Yes, this should be the, I think, most peaceful Hajj of all times because there are still very few people allowed.
Inshallah, I hope may Allah make it peaceful and blessed for all of us, for the whole Ummah.
Ameen.
And hopefully, inshallah, next year everyone can come back, inshallah, and can perform the Hajj. Okay, so the four abwab, what are those? Do you remember the four abwab that are commonly used for the present tense?
Nasara yansuru.
Nasara yansuru.
Sami'a yasma'u.
Okay. So Nasara is the most commonly used one, and then the second one is daraba yadribu. So first you help someone and then you hit him. So first is Nasara yansuru, and then is daraba yadribu. So after you hit someone, then you celebrate your victory. So you say fataha yaftahu. And if you want to tell someone, did you hear that I hit him? So you will say sami'a yasma'u. So we have Nasara yansuru, daraba yadribu, fataha yaftahu, and sami'a yasma'u. Yes, these are the most commonly used ones. All right. So what about the past, the present tense? Like, were you able to memorize for the third person? Like yadhabu, yadhabani,
Bani yadhabuna,
tadhabani, and yadhabna. So for this, the third person, it starts with yadhabu, but we also have two forms with tadhabu, whereas the second person only starts with ta, which is tadhabu, tadhabani, tadhabuna, tadhabina, tadhabani, and tadhabna. So the second person and the first person, inshallah, we will discuss in the next lesson. Okay, we completed exercise. We have completed 4 exercises, so we continue from exercise number 5. And now it's easier for you to read the text. It's because all the i'rab are given over there. So akmil al-jumal al-atiyata biwad'i fi'lin mudari'in munasibin fil faraghi. Fill in the blanks with appropriate verbs in the mudari, in the present form. Okay, so abi ila suqi kulla sabahin. So what should be the answer? Based on the verbs that we have, yes. Yadhabu abi. Abi ila suqi kulla sabahin. So kulla sabahin, why this one is mansoob?
Kulla, because of kulla.
Kulla is mansoob, it has fatha because it's time, and when we talk about the time in the present tense or the past tense, it is called maf'ul fihi, like the time when the action was done. So that's why it is mansoob. So the word kulla is also one of the special adverbs that is used as mudaf, and the noun that follows it will be mudaf ilayh. Okay, mata abuka min al-masna'i. So from the factory.
When متى يرجع? When did your father
When
return from
does
the factory?
yes.
When does your
Yes.
father
come back from the factory?
the father?
متى يرجع أبوك من المصنع? When does your father return from the factory? Okay. أحمد القهوة ويوسف الشاي. We have learned the past of
يشرب.
شرب.
يشرب.
يشرب. Yes. يشرب أحمد القهوة. Ahmad drinks coffee.
ويشرب
Yusuf الشاي. And Yusuf drinks tea.
tea.
Okay, here قهوة وشاي. Why are they mansub? What's the reason?
مفعول به.
مفعول به, because يشرب is the verb, Ahmadu is the doer, fa'il, the subject, and al-qahwata is the object. Excellent. Okay. أخي, my brother. الصحف. Yes.
يقرأ.
يقرأ الصحف ويسمع الأخبار من الإذاعة كل صباح, every morning. So also we need to notice that the present tense can be used for the present and it can also be used for the future as well. But when it is restricted and when we use the word كل صباح, كل يوم, كل سنة, so then it will be restricted only to the present time, because for present tense we use every day, every morning, every month, every week. So it will be restricted only to the present. But if we don't have kulla subahin, then there is a possibility that we can translate it into present tense, and also it can be translated into present continuous, sorry, the future tense as well. Okay, number 5, al-mudarrisu ala-sabburati.
يكتب.
يكتب المدرس على السبورة. The teacher writes on the board. Okay. هشام وجهه بالصابون. Washes. So Hisham washes his face.
يغسل
هشام وجهه بالصابون. So يغسل is the verb. Hisham is the subject. Wajh is the basically the object. And then who is referred to? Hisham, his face. So as we can see here, now we can focus on that most of the attached pronouns, they are translated as like his or her or it. So whenever we want to replace his or her or it, then we replace it with the attached pronoun. المدير من المدرسة في الساعة الثانية. يخرج. So يخرج المدير من المدرسة في الساعة الثانية. So the manager leaves the school at 8 o'clock. الثانية is 8 o'clock or 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, yeah. That's ثمانية is 8 o'clock. Okay, اقرأ ما يلي. Read the following. So we have discussed the numbers from 21 to 30. In fact, only the numbers for 20, 30, 40, 50, they will be on the pattern of una, like ishruna, thalathuna, arbauna. But from 21 to 29, 21 and 22 are two special numbers. Like in every category, in every set, they will be considered as special numbers. For example, wahidun wa ishruna taliban. So they are equal in gender. Wahidun wa ishruna taliban, 21 students. Ithnani wa ishruna taliban. Here they are equal in gender, but not in number. So when we say 22 students, we will say ithnani wa ishruna taliban. Starting from 23 to 29, they will be opposite in gender. I mean the ma'dud and the number. So the adad and ma'dud will be opposite in gender. In this lesson, we learn about the masculine gender, and inshallah in the following lessons, we will learn about the feminine gender, which is the tamyiz or which is the ma'dud. So if we want to say 23 male students, we will say thalathatun wa ishruna طالبا. So all of them will be opposite. So talib is masculine, so the number will be opposite, which will be feminine. So thalathatun wa ishruna, and they are combined using waw. So the first one will be thalathatun, arba'atun, khamsatun, and then waw, ishruna. And then we can have like 35 if you want to say. So we'll say khamsatun wa thalathuna, arba'una. So whatever the number is, we have to just put the decades over there, like ishruna, thalathuna, arba'una, and then the rest will be the same as khamsatun. And please be careful that the tamyiz is always singular and it is always mansub, taliban. 26 students, sittatun wa ishruna taliban. 27, sab'atun wa ishruna taliban. 28, thamaniyatun wa ishruna taliban. So here is the difference. Thaniya is 2 and thamaniyatun is 28. Tis'atun wa ishruna taliban, 29 students, and then thalathuna taliban, which is 30 students. What if we want to say 30 feminine students?
طالبات.
طالبة. Excellent. طالبة. So it will be only the feminine number. Whether it's feminine or masculine, it will be singular and it will be mansub.
So the adad will also remain in like marfu.
Marfu, but it depends. It can be. It depends, like if it will change, of course, because they are munsarif, so they will change. So if you want to say, I saw 25 students, so ra'aytu khamsatan wa ishrina taliban, right? So una changes into ina, ina, khamsatun, khamsatan, khamsatin. If you want to say, I said Assalamu alaikum, or I sat with 25 students, so you will say, jalastu ma'a khamsatin wa ishrina taliban. So they will change according to the amil. The one that we have before it is called amil. So amil is the one that will change the i'rab of the following noun. So we call them amil. The one that can change the i'rab. For example, huruf jara, like fi, ila, min, they change the ending of the noun. So that's why we call them amil. Yani they can do some amal. Iqra ma yali, read the following. ثم اكتبه مع كتابة الأرقام الواردة فيه بالحروف. Read the following sentences and then write them, replacing figures with words. I'm reading by myself because we have the vowels here, so I'm sure you can also read it as well. So fi shahri, yes, now it's your turn now, please. Fi shahri.
تسعة وعشرون أو ثلاثون
complete with the wing. تسعة
وعشرون أو ثلاثون
يوما. Okay, so in a month there are like 29 or 30 days. All right. في هذه الحافلة, in this bus.
خمسة
وعشرون راكبا. So there are 25 passengers in this bus. Okay. جاء اليوم اثنان وعشرون طالبا جديدا. 22 طالبا جديدا. Okay. في هذا الكتاب درسا. 21 درسا. There are 21 lessons in this book. هذا الملعب طوله 28 مترا وعرضه 24. Okay, so this playground's length is 28 meters and its width is 24 meters. Tool is length and ard is width. Okay, كم كيلومترا and المسافة بين المدينة والمطار. Okay, بين المدينة والمطار. المدينة والمطار, they are مجرور. Why?
It's because مضاف.
بين is used as special مضاف, right? It's basically ظرف زمان, which is used for place, and بين المدينة والمطار. So the noun that follows it will be مجرور. Okay, so how much is the distance between the city and the airport?
Airport.
Al-masafatu baynahuma. Huma refers to the Medina and the Matar. So that is
Both.
this distance between them. Yes.
23 kilometer.
23 kilometer. Yes, 23 kilometers. هذا الدفتر طوله سنتيمتر.
27 سنتيمترا.
That's right, yeah. So Arabic is very it does not like to accept any change, so it keeps it as it is. So it did not, we don't want to say rigid, but it's very rich. So it does not want to borrow any word from any other language. So it will be literally translated as it is. For example, in English, we say centimeters. So it will be translated as centimetren, which is literally centimeters. تأمل ما يلي. So we have to reflect or learn the following. مبكرا and متأخرا. Okay, so مبكرا means early and متأخرا means late. ذهبت إلى المدرسة اليوم مبكرا. Today I went to the school earlier. ورجعت إلى البيت متأخرا and I returned to my house late. So ذهبت, I went. So مبكرا and متأخرا. Why are they منصوب?
Verb of times.
Adverbs of time, so that's why they are mansub. مبكرا means earlier and متأخرا means late. Okay, ذهبت الطبيبة اليوم إلى المستشفى مبكرة. So if we have the feminine, of course it will be مبكرة. And similarly, if it's feminine for the if you want to use متأخر, so we will say ذهبت الطبيبة اليوم إلى المستشفى متأخرة. So for the feminine, we know that we have to add مربوطة. All right, now you have to make sentences. كون جملا مستعملا الكلمات الآتية. Make sentences using the following words. دائما. Yes. No one is there?
None.
لا أحفظ دروس دائما. I always don't memorize my lesson, right? Or maybe أحيانا. أحفظ دروسي أحيانا. I memorize my lessons sometimes. This is myself. I'm not talking on your behalf. So if you want to make sentences, you can make sentences. دائما.
So meaning of daiman?
Always.
Always,
yes. أصلي الصلوات الخمسة or خمسة, I should say, دائما. So I always pray 5 times every day. كل يوم. Okay, أحيانا. Any sentence from أحيانا?
Sometimes. أحيانا is sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
أصلي صلاة الفجر أحيانا.
أصلي صلاة الفجر أحيانا. Should be دائما إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. متأخرا.
يذهب أخي إلى المسجد إلى المسجد
متأخرا. Okay, my brother goes to his hostel late. Did you say mahja'i or madrasati?
I told masjidi.
Masjidi, okay. So يذهب أخي إلى المسجد متأخرا.
My brother goes to
masjid late.
Yeah.
So can we use two maf'ul fihi together, like mutaakhiran ahyanan, or we cannot?
I think not, because it doesn't really make sense. Like even in English,
sometimes late.
Yeah, sometimes
my brother
late,
is
yes.
sometimes late. If you want to say it like this, so
متأخرا أحيانا. متأخرا
It is
أحيانا. That's
fine.
possible. That's right.
Okay.
مرة أخرى. Again for the second time.
أريد
Mhm.
how to say it? Let me think. Let others make.
Yes, please. Yes, Irfan. طه.
ذهبت
مرة
إلى
أخرى.
المسجد مرة أخرى.
ذهبت إلى المسجد مرة أخرى.
مرة أخرى.
لماذا؟ لأصلي, right?
I
To
forgot
pray.
something, sir.
Okay. Okay. نسيت شيئا في المسجد وذهبت مرة أخرى. Okay. Please don't say لا أدرس اللغة العربية مرة أخرى. I will not learn Arabic language again. Inshallah, again and again.
I tried but couldn't compile, sir, in time.
Okay, no problem. هذه الكلمات الجديدة. So these are the new words. دائما, always. أحيانا, sometimes. مرة أخرى, again or the second time. So Irfan, what do we say if we want to say first time?
مرة
أولا
أولى, sir.
مرة أولى, or we can also say أول مرة.
أولا
أول مرة
مرة.
or مرة أولى. And مرة ثانية أو مرة أخرى. For the second time, so we will say مرة ثانية أو مرة أخرى. مكتب means a desk or an office. عامل, the worker, and a worker, and the plural is جمع. عمال, the workers. طول, length. أرض, width. مسافة, distance. And then we have kilometer, and the plural is kilometrat. And then we have centimeter, and the plural is centimetrat. And metron, the plural is amtaron. Why it is amtaron and why it's not mitraton? That's how the Arabs did it, and that's how we are going to do it. Amila, yes, what's the present of Amila?
يعمل.
Ya'malu. Why do you say Ya'malu? Why not Ya'mulu?
This is in the group of Samia, sir.
Samia Yasma'u, Amila Ya'malu, excellent. Fa'ala,
يفعل.
Yaf'alu, it's on the pattern of Fataha Yaftahu. Okay, Rakiba,
يركب.
Yarkabu, Shariba, Yashrabu.
يشرب
Excellent. So Samia Yasma'u. Raka'a,
يركع.
Yarka. Okay, excellent. Sajada,
يسجد.
yes, Judu. Okay, now with the present, all of them we have used present. And if you want to say I, yani I do something. For example, I work. So how will we say? A'malu. So we will add Hamza, and with Fatha it will be A'malu, I work. I do. Af'alu. I ride. Arkabu. I bend or I do ruku. Arka'u. And I do sajda, I prostrate. As judu. Excellent. So inshallah, that's what we have in the next lesson. So we have completed this lesson and we have enough time. So shall we continue?
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, sir.
Inshallah. All right. So we have learned the present tense, which is for yadhabu, yadhabani, yadhabuna, tadhabu, tadhabani, yadhabna. So today I think we can first go through the points of lesson number 11 first, and then inshallah we will do the lesson. All right, book 2, so lesson number 11, handouts. Are you able to see this sheet, the new one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. So most of the ideas are the same that we have learned. For example, yadhabu means he goes, and the plural will be yadhabuna. So we have discussed this already. Yadhabu and the plural will be yadhabuna. The Sheikh has intentionally not like discussed about what do we say, the dual, but I believe if from now we start practicing dual, inshallah, when we reach the end of this book, we will already master the dual, because I think the dual is only used in the last lesson of the book. But I believe that we must practice from now. So by the time we reach there, we get used to the singular form, the dual form, and the plural form as well. So yadhabu, and the dual is yadhabani, and the plural is yadhabuna, right?
Sure. Okay, sir.
And the same idea is here. If it's a nominal sentence, then for the nominal sentence, the same ideas will be used that we learned for the past tense. The same ideas will be used for the present tense. For example, ikhwati, my brothers. So we know that it's a nominal sentence because it starts with a noun. So because it's plural, my brothers, so therefore we will say yadrusuna. We have to use the plural. So we know that if the subject is plural, the mubtada is plural, the khabar will also be plural, bil jamiati, in the university or at the university. What if I say akhi, only my brother? So what will I say?
Yadrusu.
Yadrusu bil jamiati. Excellent. Yadrusu bil jamiati. Okay, and for the feminine, we have also already learned that if you want to say she goes, then we will say tadhabu. And similarly, we will say taktubu and also taktubu. So what is Amina writing now? Mada taktubul Amina tulana, and taktabu risalatan ila ummiha. She is writing a letter to her mother. So taktubu is used for the feminine, singular, and also it is used for the second person. For example, if I'm talking to you, I will say anta taktubu. So the same verb. This might be slightly confusing in the beginning, but it's not, because when we say taktubu, the third person, then we have to mention that person, like aminatu, taktubu aminatu. But when I'm talking to the person who is in front of me, then I will say anta taktubu. Or even if I say taktubu, that means I'm talking to one who is in front of me.
The same 1 and 4 rule will apply.
Yes, the rule will be, all the rules will be applicable of the past tense to the present tense. So for example, we say
Nahi.
Bilalun yadhabu,
Milo.
Bilalun wa Hamidun yadhabani, Bilalun wa Hamidun wa Muhammadun yadhabuna. So the same rule. So similarly, we say Fatimatu tadhabu, Fatimatu wa Aishatu tadhabani, and Fatimatu wa Aishatu wa Zainabu yadhabna. So that's where you need to be slightly careful and you need to practice a lot. Okay, and today we have practiced a little bit as well. Like if you want to say I go, so we will use it. We will use adhabu, right? So we will use hamza with fatha, hamza maftuha. So if you want to say that you do something, you will say adhabu. For example, I go adhabu. I worship abudu. La abudu ma ta'budun. So from that verse you can relate abudu. Okay, I seek refuge. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay, I bear witness. أشهد أن لا إله. So now we use them on a daily basis. So now we can reflect that whenever we use Hamza with Fatha, that means we are using for the present tense. أشهد, أعبد, أذهب, and so on.
Astaghfiru is the same.
Astaghfiru is the same, that's right. Astaghfirullah, I seek refuge in Allah. Yes, that's right. Astaghfirullah. And we use it a lot, like every day. Sometimes we use it as a norm, like even something wrong happens or we see something bad, we say Astaghfirullah. So of course, all of them, when we use with Hamza with Fatha, that is used for the present tense for I. Okay, tashrabu, you drink. And if you want to use the plural, you will say tashrabuna. So for the second person, the plural will be tashrabuna. Tashrabu, tashrabuna. Like for yadhabu, the plural is yadhabuna. And for tashrabu, you drink, the plural will be tashrabuna. Okay, now, inshallah, we will also learn, like we discussed in the beginning, that when we say yadhabu, yadhabu can be used or can be translated as he goes, and it can also be translated as he will go. But if we want to differentiate, like, or if we want to fix present with present and future with future. So for present, we have learned that we will use the word like kulla yawmin, kulla usbu'in. We will use that expression. And for the future, for the nearest future, seen with fatha is added. So that means sayadhabu abi ila Makkah ghadan. My father will go to Makkah tomorrow. So when we talk about the nearest future, something that will happen right now, then we use sayadhabu. Similarly, I will write you a letter, inshallah. So sa'aktubu laka risalatan, inshallah. I will write you a letter. So seen is used for the future, the nearest future. Kalla sayalamun. So now you can, like, when you read the Quran, you can relate that they will come to know, and they will come to know quickly, like without any delay, like something is happening and it's going to happen soon. So this seen, or sa, I should say, sa is called harf al-istiqbal, the particle of futurity, that's for the future. Note that sa is not used in questions. So mata tadhabu ila al-Hindi, when will you go to India? Now you see here, it has been translated as will, and it is only tadhabu, and we know that it is not used with the questions. We don't use sa. So, but from the context, we can see that we are talking about something that will happen in the future. But if you say, I will go in, let's say, I will go next week. So what will be your answer? Sa'adhabu. Sa'adhabu al-usbu al-qadimu. I will go next week. So when you use the present tense and you want to specify it with the present tense, then we will use seen with fatha, that is sa. Clear so far?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. We know that we have learned that when we want to make negative, in past we use ma. For example, ma akaltu shay'an, I did not eat anything. And when we want to negate a statement in the present tense, we use la. So when you say la afhamul franciyata, I don't understand French. La ashrabul qahwata, I don't drink coffee. So this is the la that is used to negate. So la nahiya, to negate. Or no, it's not la nahiya, this is la nafi, to negate. So when you want to negate something, la nafi, we call that la nafi. La afhamul franciyata, la ashrabul qahwata, I don't drink and I don't understand French. All right, so masdar, what do you remember about masdar? We discussed earlier.
Gerund, sir.
It's gerund, or it's called verbal noun. Verbal noun. So it can act as a verb and it can also act as a noun. And why we call it a noun? Because it accepts the mean. So we can say dukhulun, dukhulan, dukhulin. And also when we translate, we can translate as entry, and we can also translate it as to enter. So the masdar is the verb minus the tense and the subject. So it does not include any tense. For example, when we talk about the verb, we say either it can be past or present or future. But when we talk about the masdar, it does not include any time. So there is no time mentioned over there. For example, sitting here is forbidden, or it's not allowed. So it does not include any time. Sitting means sitting, eating means eating, sleeping means sleeping. So when we have specific time, then it will be either present or past or future. But masdar does not include any time. So as we can see here, minus the tense of the and the subject. So dakhala means he entered, and yadkhulu, he enters. But the masdar is dukhul, means entry. Ad-dukhulu mamnu'un, entry is forbidden. So as we can see here, ad-dukhulu is masdar, and it is used either as a noun, entry, or even it can be translated as entrance, dukhulun. Sometimes we translate it as entry, and sometimes it is translated as entrance, depending on how and where it is used. The masdar in Arabic has many patterns. We learn here only one of these, and it is fu'ulun. So the masdar of the trilateral verbs, the verbs that have 3 root letters, there are many masadar, and they have different patterns. Whereas the extended forms, the mazid fi, the masdar, the masadar are fixed. But for the 3 root letters, they have different, what do we say, the forms, and we have to learn these forms by, inshallah, practicing on a daily basis. For example, the masdar for yadkhulu is, or dakhala yadkhulu is dukhulun, kharaja yakhruju khurujun, sajada yasjudu sujudun. Sujud is also the plural of sajadatun, and also it is used as the masdar of sajada. Raka yarka'u ruku'un, and jalasa yajlisu julusun. So these are the patterns. The pattern that we are learning today will be fu'ulun. Now you might have noticed, like sometimes when you ask me something, I say dakhala yadkhulu dukhulan, kharaja yakhruju khurujan. So this is the pattern. In the vocabulary, we will see minimum 3 things. So we will see the past tense, the present tense, and the masdar. So we will see that, inshallah, when we use the dictionary, that we will find the masdar over there as well. So today's masdar is on the pattern of fu'ulun. The masdar is a noun, so it takes al, as I told you, as we discussed earlier, that it can take al because it's a noun. So if you want to say entry is forbidden, ad-dukhulu mamnu'un, ar-ruku'u qabla as-sujudi, the ruku is before the sujud, and kharajna min al-fasli qabla khuruj al-mudarrisi, we left the class before the teacher's exit. So we left the class before the teacher left the class. It will be translated as it is. Okay, now any questions regarding masdar?
No question, sir.
No questions.
So today's pattern that we are learning is fu'ulun. Okay. Amma. This is a very frequently used word. It is used when we speak about 2 or more items. It can be translated as for. For example, min aina antum, where are you from? So you will say, ana min Almania, I'm from Germany. Amma Bilalun, fahuwa min Pakistana. As far as Bilal is concerned, he is from Pakistan. Wa amma Ibrahimu, fahuwa min al-Yaban. And as far as Ibrahim is concerned, he is from Japan. So note that the khabar after amma should take fa. Here are some more examples. Aina yaskunu ukhuka wa ukhtuka. Where do your brother and sisters live? Ukhti taskunu ma'ya, yarhamukallah. Ama akhi fayaskunu ma'a abi wa ummi. As far as my brother is concerned, he lives with my brother and my sister. Okay, one example from Quran, or maybe two examples from the Quran. Surah Ad-Duha. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. So this example, or these 2 verses, we can use these as standard examples, and we can relate that after amma, the coordinating word that is used is fa. So فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. The first fa is basically the added one, and the second one is that it comes with amma. Or it become hadani al-qalamani. How much are these 2 pens, or how much these two pens cost? Hadani is the plural of what?
Hada.
Sorry, dual. I shouldn't say plural.
Dual.
Hada. So hada means this. Hadani means these 2.
These.
And the plural is haulai.
Haulai.
Yes. So hadani, how do we know it's plural? Because of the ani sound. So hadani. And also it is also what do we say, flexible, so it can be hadani, hadaini, hadaini, depending on how it is used in the sentence. So hadani, hadaini, hadaini. So hada biriyalin, this is for 1 riyal. Amma dhaka fa bi asharatin. And as far as that is concerned, that is 10 riyals. Akhi means my brother, we know that. And akhun li means a brother of mine, and one of my brothers. So it will be translated as one of my brothers. So the first is definite and the second is indefinite. Why the first one is definite? Why it's a proper noun? Akhi. Why it is a proper noun?
Because it's mudaf ilayh.
It is mudaf ilayh. Okay. So what if it's mudaf ilayh?
This is mudaf مضاف إلى المعرفة.
Yes, because it is connected to a proper noun. But where is the
Connected with
proper
the
noun?
proper.
All the attached
Yeah,
pronouns
mutakallim.
and the
Mutakallim.
detached pronouns, they are proper nouns. Excellent. So that's why it is translated as a brother. It means my brother. But when we say akhun, so here akhun means it is a common noun which can be akhun, akhan, akhin. So akhun li means a brother of mine or one of my brothers. So the first is definite and the second is indefinite. We didn't go through the vocab today, and inshallah we can start the lesson tomorrow. Yes, who is going to read the vocab part?
Darasa yadrusu.
Okay, darasa yadrusu. Why do we have here A and U?
Just to show that it's on the Nasara Yansuru pattern.
That's right.
Like
For example, A represents fatha, that's the A sound, and U represents dhamma, which is the U sound. So this is also the one of the patterns that the Sheikh has used in this book. So darasa yadrusu, it means it's on the pattern of nasara, yansuru. Also it is A plus U, that means fatha and dhamma. So you can memorize as whatever is feasible for you. For example, A and U, or I would say nasara yansuru is much easier. So we will say that this is from Bab nasara yansuru. Okay. Nazala yanzilu. So this is also, we have A and E. So kasra is E. So nazala yanzilu, to descend. Okay. Arafa yarifu. So also it is on the pattern of daraba yadribu. Nazala yanzilu is also on the pattern of dad, daraba yadribu. Arafa yarifu. Sakana yaskunu, to stay, to live. It's on the pattern of nasara yansuru.
Yansuru.
Bahatha yabhathu, an, that means to look for, and it always comes with the preposition of an, to look for. It is on the pattern of fataha yaftahu. Mata yamutu. So this is, what kind of verb is this? Sahih or ghair sahih? Ghair sahih. Okay, which category do you remember? Mithal, ajwaf, naqis. I can give you three options. Ajwaf. Why is ajwaf? Because
it has
it's empty from the inside, from the middle, right? So what do you think should be the root letters of mata?
Mim, Vauta.
Yeah.
How do you reckon that? How do you say it's?
Because
vaw is replaced by alif.
Excellent. So we can see that the present tense, and the present tense will tell us that it was basically mamata yamutu, so mata yamutu, to die. So it's also nasara yansuru, on the pattern of nasara yansuru. Shakara yashkuru, to thank. So ashkurullah, nashkurullah, I thank Allah, we thank Allah. So we, like this we can make now many inshallah verbs. Saida yas'adu, to ascend. So to go up. Saida yas'adu, su'ud. Nasitu. This is one of the patterns of the past that we haven't learned. We have learned hada yahdi and ada yaudu. So this is also one of the patterns. Inshallah, I will send you the conjugation as well. This is basically nasiya yansa. Nasiya yansa. Nasitu, I forgot. Qaribun is used for something that is closer, and it's also used for the relative. Mahattatun is used for the station or the gas station. Hallaqun, barber. Aruzun, rice. Unwanun, address. Thawbun, clothes. Mustawsafun, clinic. Qadimun, coming. So qadimun, inshallah, it's on the pattern of fa'ilun. So we will learn this as well. Bitaqatun, a visiting card or a card. Risalatun, message or a letter. Saydaliyatun, pharmacy. And khaylun, the plural is khuyulun, horses. So khaylun means a horse. All right, so inshallah, we will start our lesson number 11 tomorrow. Hopefully, we can complete lesson number 11 before we go on vacation for Hajj. And inshallah, when we come back for Hajj, we will have a small test for the first 11 lessons, and then we will continue. Did you hear what was the last sentence?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Yes, sir.
So the test means it could be a review, and it could be also a small test, inshallah, as well. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وإياكم.